So this is how I became the best version of myself. I've had videos where I've talked about just basically going through it and just figuring it out, And I made a video about not too long ago about figuring out at my age, and this video is gonna be something different. This is just gonna be me talking about how, not just how I became the best version of myself, but how you guys can do the same. And honestly, I'll tell you what, a lot has happened in the last 2-3 years, and those 2-3 years have shaped to who I am today. I wouldn't have become the person I am today without those experiences that I went through. They were tough, they were challenging, they were hard, they were, just, they gave me so much anxiety and so much just doubt in my mind, and I felt like I felt like I couldn't do it. There's a time where I almost gave up in life, and it didn't end up well. But here I am today. I'm over here sitting in this pool in the gazebo right here, chilling. Talking to you guys about some good stuff, and it's amazing. It's amazing to be here. But with that being said, going back to the main point of this, you guys have the opportunity to be great. It's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. Your mindset is everything. You choose who you are as people, right? You guys choose who you want to become, what you want to pursue in life. And when people decide to come into your life and kind of alter that, and then you accept that, that's not their fault. It's your fault. Because you're allowing that negativity or whatever they're giving you, to fill your mind, and you're accepting it. You can choose not to, right? No one has to tell you, or no one should be able to force you to do something you don't want to do. But if you allow it, then you're just as guilty. I just think that people need to understand that we are free of who we want to be. Yes, we are limited by some certain circumstances, but other than that, we're pretty much okay to do whatever our mind tells us to do. To become a better version of yourself in this year, you just have to keep putting your foot down and don't let go of the gas. Because if you're going through a hard time right now, and if you're going through a season of anxiety or depression and doubt and guilt and all that stuff, it's only gonna get worse before it gets better. And you have to be able to fight through that battle. Because for me, I went through a battle not too long ago. I went through a battle 2 years ago, and I just got out of it, or at least I would like to say I got out of it, because I don't feel anything towards it no more. That was hard for me. I almost gave up. I almost lost it all. I almost lost my career, lost myself, and just everything that I had up until this point. But something clicked. Something told me that I shouldn't give up. Something told me I should just wait it out, see what happens. And then waiting it out led to me actually believing that I shouldn't give up. I shouldn't do this. And honestly, I think I like to believe that it was God telling me that. I like to believe that it was Him telling me that there's more that's gonna happen to you in a good way, but you just have to go through this little tough time, to get to that point. And shoot, I guess He was right, because here I am sitting in the pool and chilling and being able to take vacations left and right, and still getting paid to do so, and making the most money I've ever made in my entire life at 20. Getting my degree, and just having a blast of life. I really don't need to elaborate on the things I've accomplished, only because they're there. You guys can see on my IG, you guys can see on my previous videos. I don't need to go out and kind of just continue to boast about it, because at the end of the day, it's all God's plan, and all God's accolades, as it is just mine. I like to say that I share my awards, I share all my decorations, all my success with him. It wasn't just me. Because trust me, I could have not have done any of this without him. You know, I could have given up, and I was bound to give up. But if I did, it would be pretty obvious. Like I wouldn't have gotten my success. But with him and through him, I was able to get what I want, and then some. You know, all you guys need to do for that to happen to you guys is just believe. You know, be consistent with the word, be consistent with your prayers, be consistent with your relationship with God, because at the end of the day, nothing matters more than that. And you just have to keep your foot forward. You know, always believe in yourself, always give yourself, grace, and realize that you're not perfect. You're trying to live a perfect life in an imperfect world. And that's what a lot of people are trying to do right now. You know, and trust me, I was at that point too. I was trying to live a perfect life in such a evil, cruel, and definitely not perfect world. You know, we all try to do that. Trust me, we all try to do that. And honestly, part of this video is kind of just talking about that, and how I became the best version of myself wasn't just by me doing work. It was by me believing and having God, gave me the strength and giving me the experiences that I've had, to go through them and go, fight through those storms and get out of it and celebrate, a victory. And I think that's what my life has been for the last 2 or 3 years. Is it's just going through so many storms, so many battles, and so many things that I never thought I would overcome, and then actually overcoming them. And at the end of the day, just giving praise back, giving thanks back, to the people and to, God Himself for one, allowing me to go through this hard battles, and two, for believing in me and knowing that I will be able to do it, because He wouldn't. I like to say that He wouldn't put me through this battle if He knew I couldn't do it. Like, He wouldn't put me in this battle if He knew I couldn't do it. The devil likes to play tricks on us and makes us doubt ourselves. What I'm trying to make before I let this thing go is, I'm no different than you guys. I'm just a normal person who is just, striving for success and trying to be the best version of myself. And I want to continue to be the best version of myself going forward. This doesn't end here. This is just the beginning of something even greater. And truth is, you guys are witnesses of, my greatness and witnesses of possibility. Trust me, none of this is my doing. All of this is God's doing. And I want to just give you guys the ultimate truth, and that is how I became the best version of myself. I'll just believe. That's it. That's pretty much it. Nothing crazy. There's no long paragraph, long statement, long speech about what I did, blah, 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 right? Truth is, it was just belief. Belief in the Lord, and just knowing that I can do all things through God's strength and power. I wouldn't be able to take vacations and, go on trips and meet people, get connections, have businesses, and make lots of money for myself without the belief, and the power that God's given me. So, yeah, it's been such a blast, doing this YouTube thing and kind of seeing the feedback and kind of growing as a person. I'm pretty sure we've gained 11-ish subscribers since I started officially up again. I know it's not a lot, but it's progress, and I'll take progress any time of the day. I definitely want to grow my channel to the thousands range someday, but I'm okay with having little to none right now, because this is my platform. This is my time to grow and to edit and to revise on my craft and see what I need to fix. That's what exactly I'm gonna do. So I'm glad to do this, and I'm grateful that I again that God is allowing me to do this. Like I said, my life should have ended a long time ago, but it definitely didn't, and it'll probably won't end anytime soon because I have the power and the DNA of the Lord inside me, and it's just been an honor and a privilege to receive a lot of things. Just recently I received a decoration, or a medal I should say, from my job, and I had to give a speech on what pretty much 2 years of my time in my life, in one specific job in one section. And honestly, reflecting back on what I said, I wish I could have said a lot more, but I just kept it short and sweet because truth is, like, people go, people leave, people change, people move on, right? I'm just a statistic in my career, and we can cherish all we want, but at the same time we got to move on, and we just got to continue to put work in where work needs to be put in, but that doesn't mean I'm not grateful. It just means that I'm understanding the concept of anybody can be replaced, anyone can be forgotten, so on and so forth. But that doesn't erase the history that someone has put in for the last couple years. It doesn't erase anything. It just puts it in its place, and everyone can see it, going forward to the future. And yeah, I mean, it was one hell of a time, and this year has been successful. I like to say this has been a success of a back-to-back season. I know in my previous video, my goal is to have 2 years in a row be good years. 2025 was the comeback year, and then 2026 is the back-to-back potential season. Who knows? There might be a three-peat in 2027, but we ain't gonna jump the gun too far, but that's something that I'll definitely talk about when that time comes. But yeah, it's definitely important to just live, not just to exist. It's important to just do things that you want to do things that you are passionate about, and screw anybody and everybody who tells you otherwise, because they don't know jack. They don't know shit. They don't know nothing about struggle. They don't know nothing about sacrifice. Nothing. It's all just chatter. And at the end of the day, we can't be successful without chatter. It's just human nature. So appreciate those who talk shit, and to the people that are out there watching this video that are one of those people, thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service. Keep talking your shit, because at the end of the day, it just fuels me a lot more. It doesn't do anything to me. It just fuels me. So pretty much doing yourself a disservice if you do that. But I'll leave it at that. I ain't trying to catch some strays. I got enough strays as is. But anyways, that will conclude this video. We'll see if I make another video down the road throughout this week, because I already made another video. I don't know which will be posted first, either this one or the other one, but either way, this is gonna be like a multitude of videos I'm gonna make. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys later.